Hey guys, so for this video, I'm going to showcase some extremely useful box fighting techniques. All of these tricks are relatively new and work well in Season 3. These moves will include everything from 200 IQ ways to get inside boxes, to piece control maneuvers that will win you more fights. As per usual, the format is what you expect. I'm going to show the trick off, show you how to do it, explain why it works, and then show an in-game example. So with all of that being said, let's finally get into these box fighting tricks. The first move we'll look at is this insane crashpad trick to force your way inside boxes. To pull this trick off, you need to throw the crashpad against your opponent's wall so it bounces below you and you'll go right through. You need to make sure you hug your opponent's wall after you throw it, because if you don't and you stand at the center, you'll just go straight up. Also make sure that you aim around the top of their wall so it bounces behind you and not too high up or too low down. You want to do it exactly like this. Oh shit. You want to do it exactly like this. From your opponent's POV, they'll be holding their wall in their fully built metal base, when out of nowhere, you go right through and kill them. Here's the GOAT FaZe Martos pulling it off in Arena. Second tip will hopefully help you become a prefiring god like Mitr0. In case you don't know, prefiring is when you shoot as soon as your opponent edits. The reason Mitr0 is so good at it is that he looks at his opponent's body language and his blueprint as he's inside the box, and he waits for his opponent to bring his pencil out as he makes the edit. This is what your opponent looks like while they're holding their wall, then this is what they look like while they make the edit. You see how the pencil comes up and the blueprint goes down every time I press the edit? That is the movement Mitr0 looks for. It's a little bit harder when they're in fully built metal or wood or brick, but you still can do it. Another way to utilize that blueprint trick is as you pressure your opponent's wall and hold out your charged shotgun waiting to prefire, you can look for them to make the pencil movement, then break the wall instead of trying to shoot at them, and hit them with a little mongrel classic. A fully charged shotgun shot does more damage than a pickaxe. A pickaxe did 75 and that did more. From your opponent's perspective, they'll see you charging up your charged shotgun waiting to prefire, so they'll think, why not go for the edit? That's when you take their wall and mongrel classic them. Trust me when I say, nobody expects you to take their wall with a fully charged shotgun shot. Third up is one of my personal favorite ways to get inside boxes, using the Mythic Shockwave launcher. What you need to do is position yourself 2 tiles away from your opponent's box, place a wall at the end of it, stand at the center of the far floor, and then shoot a shockwave at the center of the wall. That will send you right into their box and you can get an easy kill. I can't kill him because he only has 1 life in Arena. Regardless of what material your opponent has built their base with, you can always get inside of it. Your opponent will be inside their box doing everything they can to build you out, but there is nothing that can stop a good shockwave. As you can see from this clip, Yung Calc is really good at it. If you want to do it from above, the correct way is not just to build a floor and then try to shockwave your way down. As you can see, that does not work. What you should do instead is build your own 1x1 on top of theirs, edit the floor and cone up like this, then while standing on the edge of the cone, shoot your shockwave here, and you'll go straight down onto them. Remember this insane play by Mitr0 in the summer skirmish about 2 years ago? It's basically the same exact move, just this time it's with the Mythic Shockwave launcher. So again, do not aim for the floor and think you'll just go straight down. Edit the floor and cone and it will work 100% of the time. Trick number 4 is an extension of a trick you may already know with the charged shotgun. In my original charged shotgun video, I showed that you could edit a door into your wall, fully charge up your charged shotgun, and the charge will keep going as you walk through the door. This can definitely be useful in fights. As you open the door, you get a nice little right hand peek, but when your opponent is over to the left, the door actually blocks your shot. The trick I saw to get around this is to rotate your wall once, so it looks like this. It's pretty much the exact same thing as a normal wall. The difference is after you edit a door into the rotated wall, it comes out the other way. That means if my opponent is to my left still, I can open the door and get a nasty right hand peek on them while inside my box. This is what the angle looks like from your opponent's POV. Bruh. Plus, you don't have to worry about rotating your wall back to the way it was oriented because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't make a difference. So I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm definitely going to be rotating my walls a lot more before the game starts. Fifth trick is the safest and easiest way to take walls in Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 3. All you need to do for this trick is build a wall to the left front side of your opponent's box, build a ramp on that wall, and then you have this really nice right hand peek to replace their wall, open it up, put a cone in for piece control, and get a nice shot on them. I really like this trick for a few reasons. First is that as you pressure your opponent's wall, it's basically impossible for you to get shot as long as you position well and keep moving. Second reason is that if your opponent tries to edit out this way, you can just place a cone and floor above them, get piece control, and kill them. Third and finally is if they try to edit out the two backsides that you can't really reach, you could just build above them and always have high ground over them. Oh, and before I forget, you can actually take their cone, their floor that's under the cone, and their wall. There's the floor, there's the cone, and there's the wall. Don't forget, you always have a right hand peek. From your opponent's perspective, they'll be inside their box holding their wall, then you'll take their wall and you'll have no way to protect yourself as long as they get the piece control in. I learned all of this from 100 Thieves Arkhram, so credit goes out to him. Trick number 6 is how to use the charged shotgun while box fighting defensively. As your opponent walks up to your wall and starts pressuring it, you can hold out your shotgun, charge it up, and as they break it, get a shot off and replace it. The key is to release your shotgun and shoot the shot after the second pickaxe goes off. Unless your opponent is a really good player who sees it coming, it is not easy to expect. Just make sure you always place a ramp after you shoot because you never know who's actually going to get the wall or not. For those of you looking to really spice it up, something you can do is build the ramp like this and then flip it as your opponent goes to take your wall so you phase through it. The reason this is so useful is that you don't have to worry about your opponent actually taking your wall, you just have to worry about hitting the shot. Also, let's be real, nobody is going to expect that, especially after they get your wall and try to edit onto you. Second to last tricks are 2 useful piece control techniques that you need to learn. The way this trick works is as you try to take your opponent's wall, you can look over to the right and left and place a floor and cone without even moving. This is really useful for when you see your opponent about to edit out, you just jump on top of their box, edit through, and establish piece control on them. Easy kill. At full speed, it should look something like this. You have to make sure your crosshair is right here because if it's anywhere else, it's not going to place in the right spot. All your opponent will be thinking about is editing out to the side and boxing up when you already have that cone and floor above them. Something else that's kind of related is when you drop down on a ramp, you can actually place a wall to the side and then open that up and establish piece control. It's not as hard as the other one, but it's also a little easier for your opponent to see coming. At full speed, it goes something like this. Easy piece control. Final trick is another one I learned from Destiny's Jesus that relates to a move I showed in the past. The old trick I'm referring to is this 2x1 strategy where you edit out and give yourself 2 boxes to work with. The reason people were using it incorrectly is that they were standing on one side and just making an edit like this, which is really easy for your opponent to expect. The correct way, as per Destiny's Jesus, is to edit the middle piece into something you can work with like a right hand peek, then blueprint edit whichever wall your opponent is near like this, and that creates a very unexpected angle. Doing this is 10 times harder for your opponent to expect, especially in the middle of a game. Here's what it looks like from your opponent's perspective. Hitting the walls, looking for angles, and you can barely do anything against that. Oh my gosh, it's busted, boys. Overall guys, those are the most useful box fighting techniques for Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 3. Let me know down below which was your favorite, as well as any of them I may have missed out on. On top of that, if you learned something new or enjoyed the video, do be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel down here, and to turn on post notifications. Shout out to all these awesome people on the screen for using code JERIAN. Please guys, remember my code is JERIAN, it is not itsJerian. I've had like 5 or 6 people in the past week use the wrong code, so do not be one of those people. I still appreciate you even if you use the wrong code though. Otherwise, that's it from me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.